Hi and welcome to this week's live trading review video. Now I say review video because I was doing the live trading video yesterday, but then I had to shoot off yesterday afternoon after placing some trades because I was doing this a speech yesterday way across the country over in Bedford, and so didn't get in until 1:30 a.m. this morning. And Anyway, so I'd left all the software running, but my computer decided to do a reboot, didn't it, overnight? And so I'd left it all running so I could finish it off this morning. It was about 20 minutes long, so maybe I've done you a favour. But there was some good stuff in that from yesterday, some of the trading. But so unfortunately, I've lost that. So I'm just going to do a review video of what actually I did yesterday, and we did, because obviously I did these trades, some of the trades in the room with the traders anyway. So yeah, I was doing this speech with. I think it was the founder of Superdry and some HSBC head and the ex-Bank of England Governor Mervyn King. And so I'd gone over across to Bedford to do this my speech, and then had to shoot back from there. Didn't even get to meet Mervyn King in the end because I was on first at 6:30 p.m. I don't think he was on until 8 p.m. So I literally finished my presentation, had to go, and he hadn't arrived. So anyway, because I had to get back and we were seeing friends last night. Let's get into the review of this yesterday's price action and what happened. So yesterday morning, first of all, I was trying to do an early morning trade, and it was on the dollar yen actually yesterday morning. So bought it when it came down to here, down to the pivot at 8 a.m. and we sat on it for a bit, and it went higher a little bit, and even went up a bit higher, and we were targeting a first target of. Bear in mind, this was only the morning trade, so I was looking to be in and out. I had to be in and out of this trade because we had non-farm payrolls coming, and it had to be flat, obviously going into non-farm payrolls. So by the time we got up to here, though, we trailed our stops right up to here to 95. Entry was at 96, so I had a 1 pip stop loss. And eventually, by whenever this was, 11 a.m. or so, it finally came down and stopped us out there for a 1 pip stop. So I think it was, from what I recall, about 17 or 18 pounds loss at that time. So anyway, so then we pretty much left it alone and then we had the news coming out. Now, by the time the news comes out at 1:30, I'm not in the trading room anymore. So, but certainly used the news to get long dollar yen again. So we had this nice spike up bar, and we closed. The 5-minute bar closed here. Actually, I'm just going to turn those pivots off now. The 5-minute bar closed nice and strongly up here, so I immediately entered a one unit here, and then added a second unit to the just on this pullback here, and then it was all looking quite rosy actually. Okay, started holding up. That was looking quite good, and I was using this. I put my stop down here below yesterday's the low of intraday in the morning, and still looking all right. I mean, obviously by this stage I've had to get in the car, so I left the house at 2:40 I think it was in the end. So I left somewhere, markets must have been up here somewhere. So when I left, and that was it, I was off comms. It took me 2.5 hours or so to get to Bedford. Then I was busy as soon as I got there, got out of the car, being shown around the venue and meeting other people. And then as soon as I'd finished my presentation, I had to then drive another 2.5 or hour and 3/4 back. So yeah, so I didn't get to obviously see the price action after this. Now, if I was day trading, I decided to opt to hold on to this one and say, well, okay, I think I've got decent entries, and if this is going to hold, then there could be a nice breakout coming. As it turns out, we know what happened next, and it rolled over. So I got stopped out yesterday. Down there. Let's have a look at the daily charts. So it put in this a daily reversal. It was all looking quite nifty at one point and looking reasonable, but it's now done this reversal here. So it's done this reversal here on the daily charts. So nice rejection bar. But overall, I quite like the dollar yen actually, even if it's going to do a bit more of a reversal now. Overall, I quite like the potential for it to still turn around and then go higher again, have another attack up there. But certainly we've got to respect the fact that, okay, it's done this reversal bar, so it may want to come down And if it wants to come down, it could come down to sub 112, and so we've got to be looking at that a little bit now. The 4-hour charts again show that rejection. The only thing I would say, and I think it's a lesser a probability, but if the dollar yen turned back up again on Monday on these 4-hour charts and got back up into this high zone, then I suspect that we may just take out the rejection candle, in fact. But I think it's a lesser thing. I think we're probably going to come off here. And likewise, if we go to the euro dollar obviously in reverse did a reversal. The euro dollar had come down to some support down here yesterday, which I was well aware of. But it reversed a bit as well, so the euro might want to come up and have some follow through. We shall see. Let's go to the daily charts. All it's done is a bit of a hammer reversal bar yesterday. I was looking for euro to hold up earlier on in the week, and then it slid its way down a little bit, and then it's ended up with a little reversal at the end there. So we'll see if the euro can hold on to that and push higher or what. So I'm overall in the bigger picture over the coming weeks, still bearish on the euro dollar and bullish on the dollar yen. But that doesn't mean to say in this short term here, going into next week, that we couldn't see a bit more of a bounce on the euro dollar and a bit more of a retracement on the dollar yen. I say, sorry, yeah, because I've lost everything. Yeah, I think I lost about £550 on that trade yesterday. So sorry for the purposes of letting you know what happened to the trade, because I had something like I don't know what it was, about a 40 odd pips stop loss, and so I got stopped out obviously for that 40 odd pips. And so you just dust yourself out, just a trade, but I still have a bigger picture view of these markets, and so I gave them a try yesterday to see if they were going to break out. Didn't want to, so at some point in the future, if it retraces, then I'll probably be looking at a buy point at some point in the future. I shall leave you to it. Enjoy the rest of your weekends, and I'll see you next Wednesday.